Well, it is finally time to put all of the fluids into the Evo. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Yeah, all we have is a bunch of fluids, a bunch of oils to put onto the car or put into the car. And then, yeah, some last minute, like going through, checking all the bolts and stuff on the underside of the car, suspension components, all that kind of stuff. Want to make sure all that stuff is locked down. And then, yeah, it's first start time. So let's get to putting in some fluids, shall we? I think first I want to start with going around and making sure all of our oil lines and stuff like that for our cooler into the filter housing and all that is nice and snug. And then I guess we can put in the engine oil. Okay, all the oil lines down there with the cooler and all that are now checked and tightened. So I guess it's time to put in the oil. Holy crap. I don't want to make a big mess, so I got this little short funnel. And so in we go. We'll put in 5 quarts of this break-in oil and we should be loaded up. And there we have it, 5 quarts in the engine. I guess now we can move on to power steering fluid. We have the Mitsubishi power steering fluid, so we're gonna just put this little funnel that I made right in there to not make a mess, because I really don't want to get power steering fluid everywhere. That would that would be a bummer. This thing takes the entire can here, so we'll let it we'll fill it up and then we'll bleed it, and then we'll just keep adding what we have to. We'll let it kind of bubble, which is what it's doing right now. We'll keep checking on that intermittently, but for now we'll let that do its thing. Okay, next up, we're gonna do the transmission oil, I guess. We have the MT90 going in this thing, and so it takes 3 quarts. So from what I understand, you just pump it in there, and when it starts to come out the fill plug, that's how you know it's full. And so it takes 3 quarts, so it should be pretty simple. We have 3, it takes 3, put all the oil in there. So here we go. Okay, fill plug is right here, and let's break it free and not smash our knuckies. How about that? Boy, that is on there. I went ahead and got some gloves and a breaker bar. I doubt we'll smash knuckies with this, but you just never know. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this thing doesn't exactly fit on these little tiny bottles, but I think I have it on there enough to have a seal to be able to pump something. So yeah, there we go. Look at that. So we'll just keep pumping this until we get in all 3 quarts and we get some dribbling out and call it good. Okay, we're getting our steady drip out of the fill, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the plug in, and the transmission is full. I can't even begin to explain to you how like on the nose that 3 quarts was. Like we started blowing air and it was running out. So it was just like exactly 3 quarts. Okay, moving on now to brake fluid. We have the vacuum pump from Motive, so this should be a breeze. And I think I want to bleed the clutch before I do anything, so we'll bleed the clutch first and then we'll move on to the brakes. Let's pump this thing right here full of air. We're not building any. So I finally figured out how to get the air into this thing. We had a line loose down here by the clutch, and then everything seemed to be fine. And then I stepped to the side and looked back in the back, and I'm like, holy shit, I thought I had everything tight, but apparently where the lines connect right here, it was a little bit loose and it was putting fluid everywhere. So I got all that cleaned up, got that thing snugged down a little bit more, so let's try some more air. We did lose quite a bit right there. I hope that that means we have enough for this whole project here. Once we get everything bled, I may just order another one just to have it here. If that was the only leak we had, then I'll take that. I don't know if you can hear that, but we're pulling air through the line. But now where's the fluid?
Much later.
All right, I have got to take a break from trying to bleed this stuff for a minute. It's driving me insane. So let's move on to something else here. I need to work on the battery. I want to put everything on it, and I want to get everything connected, and then we'll see if the car actually has power and all that kind of stuff, and then we can just unhook it again. But I do want to check and plug everything up and make sure I can at least turn the key and it does have power So I won't be trying to figure that out while we're trying to do the first start and all that stuff and just adding to the stress. So, okay, battery is hooked up. The car is hot, I believe. I think I hit the switch right on the little, I forget what that thing's called. It's not a junction box, but circuit breaker. And there's nothing. So let me go hit the switch again and see if that does anything. Oh, we have a light on the dash. So I switched it the wrong way. So here we go. The car's been off for, what, 2 years? Gauges are not coming on, but okay. Dash is on, but the gauges are not. So that's kind of crucial because we need to be able to see what the gauges are doing. Actually, hang on. We had the fuse box unplugged from down here, so let's plug that back in. I forgot all about having that undone. So now we'll go back, we'll flip the switch again on the circuit breaker and see what that does. I'm willing to bet that the gauges come on. Hey, look at there, there's sound. Boom, gauges. I'm gonna unhook the battery again because we're still doing work on this thing, but that is nice to know that we have power. All the gauges work. Except for this one. This one's not on. Why are you not on? I'll have to figure that one out, but all the rest of this stuff is on. Okay, y'all, here's the deal. I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing off here because I ordered a new AFR gauge to try to plug it in, just see if it works. And I got it off of Amazon because I can get it here super fast. And so I went on there, went into my history, ordered the exact same one that I ordered a few years ago. And when it came today, it's the wrong gauge. It's a different gauge. And so it doesn't plug in the same, nothing like that. And so I'm just like, you know what? It's just not going to happen right now. So rather than holding off on a video, I figured I'd just go ahead and upload what I have and then we can move on in the next video because I did order 2 more jugs of brake fluid as well. And so when that gets here today or tomorrow, we'll be able to continue working on this clutch and getting it bled, the brakes and all that stuff. I did find out something with this clutch master cylinder that I wasn't aware of. And so I'll explain that in the next video. I want to try a little bit longer on this pump and trying to get it bled and everything before I go the drastic route. And so, yeah, it might be a little bit more work than I had planned, but we'll get it. And so, yeah, I apologize for not getting much farther in this video or not getting a lot done. It should have been super fast, and I don't know when I will learn to stop saying that. Like, oh, it should be super simple. It should be super easy, because it always ends up being way longer than it should be. And so this is working on cars, but I got to stop saying that because all I had to do was put in some fluid, and we should have been good to go. But things do come up, and you got to do what you got to do. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. As always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one where hopefully we get a little bit farther. Bye.